This is Rodney, and you're watching my channel, Twisted Throttle Adventures. Stay tuned for the rest of the story. Welcome back. Today is Saturday, December 5th. Beautiful sunshine out. As you can see behind me, clear clouds. I'd much rather be out riding today, but what we need to talk about today is some motorcycle maintenance, just your basic chain cleaning and lubrication, and just a basic quick wash. So today in this video, I'll be talking about just what to look for when you go through your bike and clean the chain and the sprocket, and also what to look for while you're just giving it a quick wash. Now, I don't wash my motorcycle a whole lot. I try to keep it in the intervals of when it's time to clean my chain and do like a maintenance checkup. So when I clean the chain, I get pretty messy. So you'll see in the time lapse, I have some time lapse coming up, and also have some GoPro head cam set up. I only have 32 gig on that card, and I ran out about halfway through, but you'll be able to enjoy the rest on the time lapse. Thank you for your patience. It's been a wonderful ride I had out in the hill country back during Thanksgiving break. I shot over 400 gig of video, so what I'm trying to do now is just try to fill in some dry space on my channel. Also today we're going to be going over a few products that I just purchased. I picked up 2 dry bags. I got them from Walmart. They're the outdoor products. I was really surprised of how cheap these were. You know, hopefully they're not cheap like in quality, but they're cheap in price. Less than $6 after $7 after taxes, $5.99. They fold up, and they're really thick, like inner tube material, watertight. This has a sleeping bag in it. And the other thing that I picked up also, I ordered these on Amazon. They're the rock straps. Okay, they come two to a set, the rock straps. We're going to try those out today, so you'll be able to see me doing that in the time-lapse video. Got another product here I'd like to talk about also that just came in. It's the 750 milliliter BRS fuel bottle that I got from Amazon. Right here, this fuel bottle will carry my camp stove fuel. Like, as you can remember the last video that I put out when I was out there in Kerrville, Hill Country, we're talking about the 20-year-old camp stove that I just can't seem to get rid of and buy a jet burner, but maybe one of these days I'll spend the extra money in it, but it's still working, so I'm gonna keep on using it. So this fuel bottle, 750 milliliter, made by BRS, like $8 on Amazon. Okay, perfect. I'm also going to go through a time-lapse video and show you what it takes to load the bike down with all the camping gear. And you'll notice in the time-lapse that I weigh out all my gear, so I'll make sure that it's the heavier tools and heavier stuff is lower on the bike and into the center, and then both panniers boxes are evenly distributed with the weight, so I don't have any drifting problems or pushing problems or top heavy problems like that. So we'll show you that also in the up and coming video. Now it's time for something that I saw that was created by the Moron Brothers. If you haven't heard of the Moron Brothers, look them up on YouTube. They are hilarious. Great Christian brothers, both of them. Great artists. One plays the banjo, one plays acoustic guitar. I'll try to connect a link down to the bottom here called the Moron Brothers, okay? So we're going to do a little thing what they call pondering. So the first pondering is, if you have 2 ducks in front of 1 duck and 2 ducks behind a duck and 1 duck in between 2 ducks, how many ducks do you have? So I'll give you the answer to that at the end of this video. Also, our next pondering question. If you have a boat sitting at the dock and there's a ladder on the boat and there's 9 rungs on the ladder and there's a foot in between each run of the ladder and the water rises 4 feet, then how many rungs are left sticking out of the water? I'll also give you that answer, okay? So y'all be pondering about that while you're watching this video. I'd like to also give credit where credit is due to a gentleman named Tim Collins from 40 Times Around Adventures. His videos actually inspired me to start videoing my own adventures and create my own page, Twisted Throttle Adventures, and just to work over some of my fears and some of my just, you know, fears of not being able to talk very well on the camera and you know, being around videoing and stuff like that of myself. It's always hard, but it's something that I'm trying to break through. So I want to thank you, Tim, and if y'all get a chance, I'll try to put a copy of the link also to Tim Collins' page, 40 Times Around. You know, getting out and riding the back road discovery routes, or just back road discovery roads, whether you're in a motorcycle or whether you're in an RV or just a car with your family packed in with all your luggage on the top of the roof or stuffed in the back of the trunk. It's a great way to get out and chase your own adventures with your family and your kids. But regardless of what piece of equipment that you choose, if you're going to enjoy the trip safely, it's not going to guarantee you're not going to have any breakdowns like a flat tire or a accidentally run out of gas. But it will give you a peace of mind that the equipment that you are either riding in or riding on is properly maintained. Today we're going to clean the chain and we're going to lubricate it. So the first thing, you know, you want to do is you want to get your chain as clean as possible and get all the, whether you're using oils or grease or waxes, whatever it is, you want to get all the oils and waxes off of it. And once you clean it, you'll be able to properly inspect the sprocket. If you develop any odd wear on a sprocket, you know, it's going to show up on the tail end of it too, not just the drive in of it. Every manual is different. In this manual it calls for, like, you know, every 250 miles to, you know, clean and lube your chain.
I don't clean my chain every 200 or 500 miles. I don't even lube it every 200 miles, you know. Probably about every, if I'm out traveling, I may do it every 500 miles. This brush that I'm using here is just a cheap little chain cleaning brush that I got on Amazon. You don't need to really spend a whole lot of money on all these fancy tools. This will just be just fine. Now they do make automatic oilers out there. I'm not going to get into the debate about automatic oilers. If you want to debate about that, well, there's a big debate team all over the internet on every motorcycle website that you could probably think of. Wants to debate about how great their oilers are. You know, how wonderful it is to not have to worry about oiling your chain. Well, it's okay if you want to do it that way, that's fine. Me, my mechanical background, my mechanical brain pretty much tells me that if you're not physically down here doing what I'm doing about every 1,000 miles or lubricating it every 300 miles, 250, 300, whatever miles, if you're not physically down here, then that means you're not physically looking at the chain. You're relying on that chain oiler to just go along your ride and oil your chain, and then you may be just taking a peek at it like every, you know, so often. But remember, like I said, your maintenance on your piece of equipment is just as important as the adventure itself, especially when you're talking about two wheels, you know. Man, when you're talking about you're on two wheels, it's your life. It's your adventure and it's your life. So learn your bike. Learn what your bike, your piece of equipment can do, and learn the limitations of what it cannot do. And just teach yourself how to listen and look, smell, feel. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be, hey, won't you be my neighbor? Well, hello, boys and girls. Every time I sit out here on this porch, I always think about my childhood, ow, childhood, look at here, woohoo, yeah, my childhood memories. Mr. Rogers, man. Wow, what a guy. Yep. Put on my boots so my feet don't get wet. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah. We need a lot more Mr. Rogers in our life, especially in 2020. Coming off, look at it. Okay, and now basically what I'm feeling and looking for abnormal sharp edges, and as the years and miles go on, it'll start creating, as the sprocket wears, it'll start creating a hook. And that's, you want to catch it before, you know, it does that. I would, because for the cost of a chain and a sprocket, and yes, I would replace both front and back sprockets and the chain. I don't see any wear. And then you want to also look for, as you're rolling it, links. If a link is kinked and it won't straighten back out, which with the chain, this pretty stout, and it's a newer chain, so you're not going to find that. But with the links, the actual link will kink, and then the kink will stay with the roll and not straighten out after it comes off of this shaft, the sprocket. So nothing's like that happening.
So now for the rest of the story. I love Paul Harvey. Okay, so as you noticed in the hyper video on both of them, I hope you enjoyed them. The one on the chain maintenance and lubrication, and just basically a quick wash and what to look over on your bike, preventative maintenance, and also the what it's about, kind of behind the scenes of packing this bike up and getting ready for the next adventure. It's like a little test run. You probably noticed me using this scale. This is just a simple little airline scale that I use. You know, they use them for weighing bags. You probably noticed me weighing the panniers, the cases, empty, getting an empty weight, and then getting a loaded weight. The reason why I did that is because you probably can't see them, but those dry bags, one of them's a lot heavier than the other. So both of my panniers loaded out ended up being 33 pounds. So really exact weight on both sides. So what I did was I put the heavier dry bag on the high side of the bike when I lay the kickstand down and lay the bike on it, on the kickstand. The weight will be up on the higher side, and it won't tend to try to drop the bike over on its side. So I hope you all enjoyed this portion of the video about about the pre-trip maintenance and about the pre-planning for the loading and trips. If you got any questions, go ahead and just write some questions down on the channel or on our Twisted Throttle Adventures page on Facebook. Give us a shout out and tell us how you like it. Oh yeah, the pondering answers to both pondering questions. Okay, pondering question number 1. Okay, number 1. If you have 2 ducks in front of a duck, and if you have 2 ducks behind a duck, and if you have 1 duck in the middle of 2 ducks, then how many ducks you have? Well, if you follow that, that'd be 3 ducks. 3 ducks. Okay? Now the next pondering question before we close out. If you tie your boat up to the dock and the ladder has 9 rungs and there's 4 feet, there's 1 foot in between each run of the ladder, and the water rises 4 feet, how many rungs do you have left sticking out? Well, the ladder never changes because it's connected to the boat. So as the boat goes up, the ladder goes up. So you would still have the same amount of rungs on the ladder sticking out of the water. I hope y'all enjoyed this section of this video. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and always remember, get out, create memories, chase those adventures. This is Rodney, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Twisted Throttle Adventures channel. So we'll see you next time. Bye.